right, hello everybody. I had someone ask about the grime guards that I use on my projects. So here's one that I've already made. You can make grime guards that go all the way around your project, but because I like to use a clamp stand, I only put them on the other sides and not the one where the clamp is actually holding, because I find if there's fabric there, it's hard to get it to get a good grip and not wiggle loose. So I instead just make 3 for the other sides. So here's one I've already made, you can see. And it's pretty easy. You only need very basic sewing skills to make this. This is an 11 by 11 Q-snap, and then that's the grime guard. So you use a piece of cloth. Now remember, 11 by 11, so it's going to wrap around the edge, so it's 22 inches, but you want to make sure you have lots of extra to hold in extra fabric if you work on big projects like I do. So this piece of cloth I have here is about 36 inches across, so that's going to give me lots of extra slack to work with. And then it's about 8 inches wide because again, to give me lots of nice depth to the grime guard, to put lots of extra cloth through here. And you also have to remember, of course, you need seam allowance for your casing to hold the elastic, so you're going to lose about 1 inch there. So yeah, I've made this so it's going to be about 6.5, 7 inches left for the depth of my grime guard once I'm done. So first thing you want to do is make a casing for the elastic. So just press about 1 inch over, and you can adjust this depending on the width of your elastic, that sort of thing. This one has lines, stripes on here, so kind of makes it a little easier. I always err on the side of making them a little bit bigger than you want, because it's going to gather in with the elastic anyway. And sometimes if there's sort of a lot sticking out of the corners, I just fold those up and clip them out of my way. So I'd rather have more fabric to work with than not enough. All right, so that seam is pressed. So then just a simple running stitch along here. Sew that shut. I'm not the world's best seamstress, but this doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. Okay, so now I have that casing made. You're going to take a piece of elastic and thread it through. And your piece of elastic should be about the same. So I made this one 22 inches so that it's about the same as that width. You can make it a little bit smaller because, of course, it's elastic. It will gather to hold it nice and snug. But remember, of course, you are going to be losing a little bit in the seam allowance. So you want to account for that as well. So just thread this through here. I don't sew very much, so I don't have one of those nice little threading tools. This is a trick that my mother taught me. The bigger the safety pin, the easier this is, but just put a safety pin and you can use that to help push this through. So just sort of gather it up over the safety pin, then pull the slack back, and just do that until you have this threaded all the way through. And I put a needle on the other side so that I won't lose it into the casing, because obviously the casing is longer than the elastic, because we want to be able to stretch this thing out to really go around big rolls of fabric, because I work on very big projects. Now I have this at the other end, and I'm just going to line this up with the edge of that casing and pin that in place, and do that on both sides. So you can see it's already gathering here nicely. All right, so now we want to put this right sides together. So the seam's on the wrong side. And then we're just going to sew down this short seam, making sure that you catch those elastics in the stitches, and then just sew this bottom shut and you are done. So like I said, very simple. You only need very basic sewing skills to do this. If you can sew a reasonably straight line, you can make this. So then just turn this right side out, and there you have it. Grime guard, a great pocket to hold your spare cloth. So like that. So there you go. All right, and of course you can make these any length you want. As I said before, give yourself at least 6 to 8 inches of extra slack, even more if you feel like it, because the elastic will hold that in place, and that way you have lots of room for it to hold extra fabric. All right, so thanks everyone for watching this tutorial. Bye.